Hello everybody and welcome back to StarCraft 2, where we are about ready to go fight Amon. But first, let's go around and talk to everybody first. Hi Alarak, I know you're a little impatient, but let's have words.
Such hubris, to think that they could control what they did not understand. Oh, it's always hubris with the Terrans. Get too close to a black hole, and it will crush you.
We once thought the same of the Tal'Darim, Alarak. We believed you mindless and obedient slaves.
And we thought you were weak, impure, and unworthy. And yet now we stand together.
Perhaps we acted too rashly with Mobius Core. There may have been a different way.
Oh, Templar, is there ever a moment when your people do not doubt themselves? No, Artanis. Extermination was the only course. The hybrid leave nothing to save.
I mean, yes and no. It was the only course that was evident. There may have been another way, as Artanis put it. But we didn't see one, so it is what it is.
The Golden Armada has devastated the sector, Artanis. I know we cannot engage them directly, but this must not continue.
Indeed, Vorazun, but right now I'm more interested in how Rohana is doing without the Kala. Let's find out.
Rohana, before you freed yourself from the Kala's grip, did you see anything else?
Yes, I saw Amon's end. As the Firstborn created the Kala, the Xel'Naga were disturbed from their slumber. They felt an absence within the void itself. They discovered Amon and his followers at Xeris, and a war among the gods erupted. Amon unleashed the Swarm.
And the Swarm consumed the Xel'Naga.
Only a fraction remained within Ulnar. In the final confrontation, Amon was felled, but he was not defeated. He returned to the void, twisting it with his hatred. His servant, Narud, machinated for eons, seeking a body to sustain his master.
The hybrid.
A stepping stone towards the host body he now forges upon Ire. His plan is almost complete.
We are still here, Rohana, and he can be defeated again.
Do you have any basis for that statement, though? And also, Windows, you need to stop freaking out. But yeah, Artanis, do you have any basis for that statement that he can be defeated again? We don't actually know that, from what I can tell.
Capital ships have docked within the Spear of Adun. They await your preference.
We also have access to Arbiters. I think we're gonna stick with Destroyers, though. I mean, Arbiters are handy and all, but... Yeah, I think we're gonna stick with Destroyers. At least for now.
Carrier has arrived.
So carriers have repair drones, huh? Automatically heal friendly mechanical units near the carrier, including other carriers?
Valor is eternal.
Alternately, we could get Tempests, but I would rather have carriers, for sure. Okay. Interesting time to get achievements. Well, let's head to the Solar Core and talk to Karax, our new Templar.
The deeds of a Templar suit you, Karax.
For the entirety of my life, I have given myself to the art of creation. My war has been one of design, a battle against obstacles that hinder optimization. I am a faithsmith, and will always be my first calling. But as times change, those who were not born true Templar can become so through their deeds.
Then ready yourself, Templar. You will be needed.
Yeah, he definitely will be needed. We're gonna need to build a lot of things, in fact. So we have 50 Solarite available currently. Now, Guardian Shell is good and all. But hypothetically, what if we took Reconstruction Beam instead? I mean, carriers also have that sort of capacity, right? So maybe we don't need Reconstruction Beam? We could take warp harmonization, or we could just leave it where it's at, or we could bump up to time stop. I feel like Purifier Beam, now that we've used it, it isn't necessarily that great because the cooldown on it is so long. I mean, realistically, I feel like Solar Lance does more damage overall, even if it does cost 50 energy. Like, the Purifier Beam's great and all, but ultimately, time stop to break a defense? Hoo boy. I think we'll go for that. Okay. Phoenix, what do you have to say?
Hierarch, the Purifiers are impressed with your leadership. They clamor to strike at the heart of Amon.
Friend Phoenix, they are impressed equally with yours.
Yes, they have chosen to follow my command. Leadership is new for me, as is everything else.
I had not intended to become Hierarch. I questioned the decision. There had to be someone more worthy. Do not fall into the same mental traps I did, my friend. The Purifiers follow you for a reason, as the Dalam now follow me. Self-doubt will only cloud your decision-making.
You speak truth, Hierarch. You speak as a leader.
Yeah, don't think too much about it, Phoenix. Okay, so we're ready to warp travel, right? Yes, we are.
So many lost. So much destruction. But there is a glimmer of hope. We will destroy Amon's host body and cast him from the Kala. The Templar shall make our final stand for ire.
Wait, how's a final stand gonna help? We need to attack Amon. Okay, whatever. So apparently there's 5 billion Zergon ire, so that's gonna be exciting.
So many lost.
Actually, we just need to travel.
Brothers, sisters, the time has come for our attack.
Oh, well, this is truly a miracle.
Rohana has used her connection to the Kala to reveal Amon's plan. He forges a hybrid body to indwell, and exists within it and the Kala. But he remains vulnerable until this form is complete. He must call upon the Golden Armada for defense.
There is still a way to prevent them from warping to Ire, by dismantling the warp network's power structures.
That would grant us the time we need to destroy Amon's hybrid form. Clever.
Once he only has the Templar to inhabit, we unleash the Keystone, removing Amon from the Kala.
It will not contain him for long.
No, but long enough for our people to sever their connection to the Kala and thrust him back into the void.
This optimism is dangerous. We could destroy them all from orbit, and not waste such time. How dare you suggest the destruction of our people?
I will not accept that, Alarak. What we face is a true horror, but we must endure it. Ready yourselves. The final confrontation is upon us, and we will meet it head-on.
Realistically, though, Alarak is right. That is a that is a possibility that we need to consider. So, in my opinion, I think that we should say Plan A is stopping the Golden Armada from getting here at all. Plan B would be just eliminating everything, because ultimately, yeah, it's a great plan to try to save all the Protoss, but ultimately, if you fail at that, you gotta have a backup plan to deal with Amon, right? So, let's go ahead and talk to Alarak.
All this time wasted on altruism. If you were Tal'Darim, your actions would have led to your downfall long ago.
Well, good thing we're not Tal'Darim then. Yeah, I think that we should have a backup plan in place, is my opinion.
Your people are lost, Artanis. I know you desire to save them, but it will not be done. Our focus should be on Amon's destruction alone.
By destroying Amon's body, then liberating my people from the Kala, he will be thrust back into the void. It is a victory we can achieve.
It is a folly and a risk we do not need to incur. We should eradicate the Protoss, burn the entire world and all on it.
No, Alarak. If we may save my people, it will be done. Do not defy me on this.
Of course, I only counsel wisdom. If you do not wish to hear it, I will say no more.
I come back to, it's a good backup plan. It's not a great plan A. It's a fine last resort, though. So let's go ahead and see who else we have to talk to.
The War Council awaits you, Hierarch.
Apparently everyone wants to talk. Well, we'll start with Vorazun.
Ire, some of my people are seeing it for the first time. They were born on Shakuras and have only heard tales of our homeland.
They will see much more of it, now that the power of the Keystone is within our grasp. Zeratul spoke truly. It has ushered us unto hope.
Yes, though not as we initially suspected.
Still, his tireless devotion brought us this chance. I will forever honor him for that.
As shall I.
I don't really have too much to say about that, honestly. Okay, let's talk to Rohana.
The psionic matrix was first sparked 3,000 years ago. It is strange. Such a joyous event, and I only know of it from what has been recorded in history. I do not feel the memory. I cannot tell you of the joy that Protoss felt as the first pulse charged the psi matrix, or the rush of thoughts that cascaded through the Kala and the minds of the proud Kalai.
And yet, we know all that we need to about these times, Rohana.
Yes. You must understand, though, to have so little of experience to recall it, my account is capable of flaws, of imperfection.
Perhaps this is how our histories should be viewed after all, without certainty, only seen through the era one lives in.
I don't necessarily agree with you there, Artanis. Realistically, the old adage still remains true. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it. So ultimately, I do think having an accurate account of history is a pretty important thing. But that's okay. We'll go talk to Carex.
The Keystone is reacting to void energies on the surface of Ire. But this scale, it can only be...
Amon. How long until the Keystone is ready?
I do not know. It has only been used like this once before. The Keystone shows clear evidence of tampering, likely by this Narud creature mentioned in the Terran engineer Swan's report. It was adapted to drain the void energies within Kerrigan and store them until they could be redistributed to revive Amon. The foundation is there, but it was never intended to house the full energies of a Xalnaga.
You will find a way, Karax. If there is one thing I have learned, you will not rest until you have found your result. I have faith in that.
Thank you, Hierarch. But this will prove difficult. The Keystone was intended to be a vessel, not a prison.
Ah, you'll figure it out, Carex. It'll be fine.
I have such tangible memories of Ire. I can still feel the warm breezes of Aldera, its hot sunlight filling my every pore.
The Praetor Council took me to Aldera as a youngling too. It is there where I ignited my first Psyblade.
Phoenix as well. It was the proudest moment of his life. He felt such purpose, such surety of his existence. I look forward to seeing this place he so loved for the first time.
Those memories you hold, they are of another place. That world is no more.
Then we shall build a better one on top of it.
That's the spirit, Phoenix. Excellent. Okay.
The Psi Matrix's power structures are accessible from 3 locations across Ire. We must divide our forces to destroy them. I shall coordinate you and your executor's efforts from aboard the Spear of Adun. We can begin as soon as you are ready, Hierarch.
So we have entrenched hostile forces that appear to be hybrid and Zerg. I'm assuming there's probably going to be some Protoss as well. But I don't see any up there. What are our achievements for? Complete the mission, don't lose any units to psionic energy, and control at least 15 enemy units with Carix's Reclamation ability. Okay. Well, it is pretty much time to put a cut in, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will destroy the psionic matrix. See you all then.